Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today I have this RILAND MIG Welder. Let's open up, see what we get inside, kind of give you an idea. That is the size of the box that it comes in. Okay. So looking at it from the top, that's how it's going to open up. So you got some foam, get like an accessory pack. And let's get that out of the way. So that is your instruction manual. Let's get some of these packing pieces into the box. And at first glance, I gotta say, that is one of the smaller welding units I've had. So let's see what everything else we get inside here. Oh, you know what? What a nice kit. It actually comes with a pair of welding gloves. I had my my old parents stand by, so we can put them off. We'll try it out. So you get your spool. It's the 0.8 millimeter, 0.5 kilogram. So I like that it comes with a nice spool. Okay, and it comes with a brush to kind of clean some of your metal off if you had to. It comes with looks like it comes with a little carrying strap. So that's pretty neat. Drop the buckle down there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So it comes with a carrying strap. So we'll mess around with that later, but very nice. Nice. Alright, so that looks like that is one of the carry handles. That's going to go on there as well. So highly portable, as you can tell. Let's get this power cord off on this. Foam out of the way. Comes really well packed. Alright, so you got your standard generously long cord. I guess I could tell you about this. So it's going to plug in back here. And I have a power supply over here. We're not going to plug it in yet, so let's hold off. Let's just kind of go through everything. Oh, okay. So it does come with a face shield with a screen, smoked glass. So again, got to be honest with you, not a big fan, but I'm glad that it does come with some sort of protection. Oh, not what the handle's for. The handle's for this. So, I mean, if you had to put something together to start welding and you needed something like immediately, like I have a different location that we do a lot of different car work and stuff from. I'm not even gonna put this together. But so if you had this shipped to like your alternate location, you would have a welding screen that you can use basically right out of the box. Again, it comes with it. So be as it may. Okay, so you have your. This is going to be your grounding cable. This is going to be your welding tip, and then that's going to be basically like your like your cover, your protectant that's going to go on there. So you have it like another shielding that you can put. They usually screw off pretty easily. Okay, so you have an alternate welding tip if you wanted to put on there. All right, so they're both slide fits. So however you want to do that. In fact, I think I am going to probably use All right, so it depends on how much shielding you want exposed. I usually like to have a little more shielding exposed than that, so I'm going to use that cover. Put that off on the side, and then let's open up the directions and see how it wants us to basically get everything moving. Okay, so I mean, you got quite a few pages in your user manual. Make sure you read everything through, because a lot of different welders have a lot of different safety features. So don't take this item for granted. Make sure that you go through and you learn everything. Also little quirks, also little directions. And so it shows the assembly of the strap. You know what? Let's put that strap on, because I think I'm gonna like the portability of that. Okay, so it does have a quick disconnect piece on here. So it looks like it wants it to kind of go through this top section here. And through this bottom piece. Alright, so that is kind of like your carrying strap. Actually, I'm sorry. I think it wants you to go through this top piece. I guess you could go through either or. Let's go through this top piece, because I see an advantage here that if you go through this top, like I'm already having trouble, you can kind of slide it down, get the strap in, and then if you had to disconnect it, you could disconnect it through that top, and see how it's got that kind of like groove going through there. So I think that's the way we're gonna go. And like I said, this is super light. I mean, my goodness. Okay, so then it has your little shoulder strap. We'll put that through here. And I think through shipping, that thing kind of got compressed. So we are going to just lift up on this. And we're going to slide our Leatherman through so it can pull the strap through. And same thing on this side. Just sneak that little Leatherman in there. Okay, so that makes that a lot easier to put together. All right, then you have like this kind of like adjustment piece here, like a Miller buckle. And sorry I'm taking so long in this part, but I think it's important to get all the pieces in here and correct. Especially, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of excited about the strap, you know? Okay. Then we can make that as long as short as we want. Then we have this extra little buckle to kind of tighten everything up. You got your little shoulder holster and everything else. Anyway, it's the smaller things in life that excite me at this age. All right. Make that a little bit tighter. Yeah, so I mean, okay, cool. All right, so that's that. As we go along through the directions, so you have your adjusting knob that's here. Let's get into the fun stuff. Okay, how we're going to open this. It looks like it is open on the side. So it's got that little pull down piece right here. Some of those desiccant dryer things. Make sure you take those out. Okay, so this is kind of like any other little welder that you have. So that's your tension, and that's going to be your feed wheel. So pull that down, pull that up, and you're going to feed your welding material through there. So that is this. And if you are new to welding, spools always had that weird kind of like hook thing on there. So I always end up just snipping this little piece off because it is never, you want it as straight as possible when you start feeding that in. And don't lose track of that, because that little piece, they can go pretty deep into a tire if it falls on the ground, so pay attention. Okay, so your spool's going to mount on this, and then you are going to feed it through this little tube in the front there, and then there's going to be another tube here on this side, and you kind of want to have it feed into that as well as you can, and then okay, start feeding pretty good. Put this down, and then you want to tighten this wheel down, and that is going to hold everything basically together for you tension wise as that feeds through. Okay, so and then that is your handle, and then that is your feed trigger. So we are going to plug this in real quick. I'm going to move the ground off the metal table, and then we're going to attach the power. Okay, so with the handle, we're going to feed that in, and then just keep an eye on this as it goes through, and I'll start pulling that wire through nice and easy. It's going to take a little bit, but you'll see it feed through this end here any moment. Okay, so you get your lead, that comes through there. Okay, now there are a bunch of different adjustments depending on what you're welding, what speed, how fast, type of material. There is an endless amount of possibilities through here. This is a great welding piece. Oh, obviously make sure you shut your door before you start welding. It's a great welding tool to start off with. Great for doing like little exhaust pipe sections, learning how to weld. You know, in a spot, this thing is like super light and portable. So it's something that, I mean, you could, you know, keep in the back of your pickup truck with any type of, you know, 110 outlet, and probably about like at least a 15 amp or more circuit. You can get welding somewhere. 20 amps is definitely recommended. You can do some low-level welding with the 15 amp. Again, trial and error. I haven't read through the manual in total to see what the exact power specifications are, but let me take a look real quick. 20 amp circuit is probably recommended, something like in a garage type area. You'll definitely need. But let me get some material to weld together. Try this out, and I'll show you how it works. All right, so I basically have 2 elbows that I'm going to weld together, and we'll just make a kind of like a lazy ass weld on that. So put that down here, and we'll put our gloves on. And I'm going to choose an area over here. So we are just basically going to brush to make a rough spot, so we can put a little dot weld to make a little bit of a bead. And this is great for exhaust work. I mean, primarily that's what it's going to be used for in my shop. So anyway, I cleaned some of the oil and the dirt off of that area. We are going to hook up and energize this piece like that, and we're going to set this up so we can weld here. Put that on the edge. Let me put my welding helmet on, and let's get going. Okay, so just to kind of give you an idea, so that is a quick weld that I did, and obviously that's nice and tight. Not the most symmetrical or neatest beads in the entire world, I must confess. But again, I mean, this is 2 pieces of exhaust pipe. This is probably a great tool to use for something like that. And you saw kind of how smooth that worked. I'm going to do a little bit more of a weld here, just to kind of give you more of an example of how it runs. So again, I mean, it gets the job done. A little bit of practice, a little bit of smoke, and you'll be welding stuff up in no time. But again, a great little unit. I mean, like, this is like really powerful. I'm pretty impressed with the whole thing. Lays down a decent bead, as you can tell from that side, and yeah. Anyway, Brian from Garage Mahal with your RILAND MIG Welder. Be safe out there. All right, so you take your spool and you want to put it onto the spindle here, and then it has a little key that you want to put in through the top here to help keep this in place. And then you have your little thread hole here. Oh, always make sure you cut this off and start with a nice clean end, because it's going to come in all bent on you. And then you want to start feeding this through, nice, slow, and controlled, and you'll see it kind of go through here. You want to line it up onto that next hole, which is right down here. And then you push that in, and you feed it a little bit in. Then you put that wheel down, and you put that little spring-loaded clamp. Give it a couple turns. It doesn't have to be super tight. And then what you want to do is you want to feed it through. Make sure you have your welding machine on. And then you want to feed it through. And it's going to start turning. All right, and then your end's going to come through for you. So, yeah. And that's how you load it, and make sure that you put this cover back on, snap that into place, and that's a little long, so you can probably trim that before you start welding, but then you're ready to start welding. Anyway,